Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meraz and today I'm really excited to be talking about this really important topic that has transformed my life and the way I'm able to show up every single day, which is how I manage to remain positive and joyful throughout my life, different ways, habits, and states of mind that have allowed me to really embrace this way of being. And I can say that a good 70, 80, almost 90% of the time, I manage to live my life in a state of optimism, positivity, peacefulness, and gratitude. And all of these things have really shaped me into who I am today. So if you want to learn more about how to really embody that state and that wave of being, then please stick around and listen to what I have to say. So the first way that I managed to really stay grounded and in this state of high vibrational beingness is, of course, my embodiment practice. And what this means for me is very vast in terms of how you can apply it to your own life. So whether that's working out, going for a hike, doing yoga, anything that really helps me to connect my mind, my body, my spirit in a way that is very intentional, helps me to remain positive and uplifted, really increasing all of those happy hormones in my mind. But not only that, a way of celebrating my body and the potential that I can do is really a miracle. And a lot of times when I'm really stuck in my head or I have lots of thoughts, judgments, and we're all human. We constantly go through our brain. And so the way that I'm able to just anchor down is by going for a run, moving my body, doing yoga. I almost ritually every day practice yoga so that I'm able to connect my mind, spirit, soul, and really allow my body to release stagnance and negativity, to really embody this state of peacefulness, And I'm not gonna lie, it's not always easy. There's times that I'm going through stories in the past or different scenarios in my head, sleeping at night, and I'm like, why can't I shut my brain off? So I really try my very best to incorporate some kind of embodiment movement to allow myself to come back to the present, and that's really where it anchors down. The next thing that I love to do to really allow me to feel free, liberated, and joyful is to create some sort of routine. And what this looks like for me is basically waking up at a early to mid-early time, depending on how I'm feeling the night before, but usually pretty early, and starting my day again with that embodiment, that breath, that mindfulness, and working out, eating good, creating a work routine, relaxation time, going for a walk, being able to create a structure throughout your day-to-day life and a routine is so extremely helpful. I cannot tell you the times that I have felt disorganized or distressed and really almost untethered to my purpose. And that's when it starts to creep up, that sense of, anxiety or depression, when you feel meaningless almost. And a lot of that stems from a routine, being able to get up at the same time every day, going to sleep at the same time, eating good foods, staying hydrated, and creating a routine that helps you to move forward with your purpose and whatever that means for you. Whether you're in school or you're working or you're saving up for something, those goals help you to push forward and ground into your why and what is stemming from you showing up every day, essentially. And so for me personally, I know being in a routine too much can be a little, I want to say like stagnant at times, or not stagnant, but limiting. It can feel really like boring, I guess you could say. But there's also something really empowering about being able to have discipline and showing up for yourself. And that's when that joy starts to kind of arise, because you're growing confidence in yourself and what you're saying you want to do, and your goals and your routine and your circadian rhythm even, So the next thing I love to do to really keep my vibration high and stay in this state of awe in life is being able to give back. And this can be literally anything from you making a video for your friends, your family, to going and feeding the homeless, cleaning up for nature, or even, baking some foods from Yummies for your neighbors. Really being able to give back and doing it with the love that your heart has, and all of this potential to give back is so extremely rewarding. There's actually science behind this, that even seeing someone give to someone else actually helps us, and it increases this sense of happiness in our mind and that motivation to spread the abundance that we have in some way. And there's times when, I'm feeling really sad or down, and, life is happening to all of us, and I want to refrain from saying that. Happening for us, right? Life is always essentially happening for us, but, we get stuck in our mind, that monkey mind that is constantly recurring. So being able to take a step back, humble yourself, and say, hey, you know what? I may have it like this right now, but someone across the world right now is probably starving, or, in war and crisis, lost their whole family, and that's not to belittle or invalidate you and your feelings and your circumstances in life, because they're so valid. And it's really a state of mind for you to take a step back and reflect and say, you know what, this may be happening right now. How is it serving me? And how can I serve others in this moment of distress, of chaos, of sadness? Because those emotions are gonna rise. I don't want you guys to think that I'm happy 24/7 or I'm constantly in a state of awe or motivation. That's not true at all. I am human, we're all human, and life is a constant roller coaster of emotions. And it's also how you confront them and how you show up every single day. So for me, giving back, I love to give back by making videos, holding sound healing sessions. I like to give back to my community by doing events for kids, homeless drives, food, and even just cooking for my family and friends. I feel so happy that I could help and nourish them in their body and their mind. And it's really a state of just intentional giving, which is so beautiful. The next thing I love to do to just stay happy and in a state of joyfulness and peacefulness is to romanticize my life. And what I mean, y'all can see, that's just a little piece of what I mean, but basically make your life a movie, make it cinematic, make it fun, make it joyful. There's something so beautiful about making tiny moments in your life just so aesthetic and pleasing and mindful. It really helps you to appreciate the tiny things, which, even the mundane tasks that we do every day, like, cooking or cleaning or going for a walk, all of those things can be turned into something beautiful based on your perception in your mind. For example, when I'm cooking, I love to put music on, I'll be dancing, speak affirmations to my food, Or when I'm cleaning, I put like some bachata on, you know, some doña tunes, and I just start cleaning and I'm like, oh, I'm Cinderella, you know, like getting in there, and like, I don't know, it's kind of like cringy to think about that, but at the same time, it's something that helps you to create almost like this innocent fantasy and childlike innocence into your life. And a lot of us lose that, you know? It's like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. Like, no, you get to do this. You get to do that. It's like when you're a kid and you fantasize about what it would be like to be an adult, play that role, be that character, play the main character, get ready, go out, smile, compliment people, romanticize your life to the point where you feel like you're magnetizing things. And sure enough, you will start attracting those beautiful, happy situations because you're looking for them. And your state of mind has changed. Like, wow, like I'm folding my clothes, I'm organizing my room, or, you know, I'm doing my work, I'm putting a little playlist, or, you know, doing something in a more fun, creative, and just playful way, you know? Life is here, and why not make it amazing and fun, you know? So that's something that really, really helps me. And even just getting ready, you know, and creating something that I thought would be boring, but I decided to make it more fun and playful and simply authentic. So that's one way. The next way I stay in this high vibe and really being able to spread the light to the world is by being in a state of gratitude. This is one of probably the most important and transformative ways to reprogram your mind. In a world where we're constantly conditioned to think of the negative things, of what's going wrong, the news, social media, gossip, there is this lingering sense of energy that's down here, and it's very promoted. So when you come up here and you say, wow, life is so beautiful. Look, I can walk, the sun, the trees, my family, my friends. Look at this delicious meal. I have money, I can survive. There is this really powerful reconditioning that happens when you start to focus on the good. And this takes practice, you guys. I have been probably on this journey for, I want to say, 4 to 5 years now, and I still catch myself in spirals of negativity or stress or anxiety. I'm like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? But then I take a step back and I'm like, wait a minute, what am I putting out there? How am I approaching this life, and am I thinking of it in a state of the glass half full or half empty? So anywhere from you journaling in the morning, nighttime, talking to your family about what you're happy for, what you're looking forward to, it kind of starts to ripple off, and that energy starts to become contagious. Especially when I'm talking to other people and they're gossiping to me, or they're telling me everything that's happening wrong with their life, or there's, you know, real struggles that we go through. And I always try to sympathize, but at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, how can I kind of sway this conversation to something more beautiful, more curious, more positive, you know? And asking them questions, or even asking yourself a question like, hey, like, what do I have to look forward to? Why am I here? How do I spread love to others? And where can I start to implement that state of appreciation? From the smallest mundane things to a bar of soap, to your home, your shelter, something that protects you from the exterior. And so there's always something to be grateful for. And I always like to believe that from one act of evil, there is 1,000 acts of kindness that we sometimes just, you know, so like it just passes over. We don't really acknowledge it anymore because of the way we have kind of been programmed to think of life. But remember, it's your life. You can recreate your own life by reprogramming the dream that you're living in. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not trying to sound too woo or taboo, but that's essentially how I like to think about it. And the last way I really allow myself to embody this state of bliss for life is by reflecting, doing some kind of journaling practice where I'm able to authentically and really just raw dump everything that I've been thinking of, any judgments, any anger, stress, trauma. There's a lot of baggage we all carry, and it's important that we acknowledge it. It's also a balance between us being able to accept and be aware of the negative stressors and anxiety of life, because that is very real. And it's also important that we do something about it. We cannot stay in this constant state of victimhood or, traumatized mentality, although there's people out there that, that have mental disorders and PTSD. All of the things are very, very valid. And also, as conscious, aware beings, we have a responsibility to show up for ourselves and talk to someone, even going to therapy or doing some kind of spiritual divination, whether it's, mindfulness meditation or a retreat, taking a break off your phone, all of these things can help us to reflect, because we're no longer thinking of what we're doing. We're thinking of the subconscious lingering worries and thoughts and ailments that have happened to us. And so acknowledge that. Take a moment to not gaslight yourself for a moment and go back to your inner child, your younger self, your past versions, and forgive them, accept, send love, and hold space for yourself. It's so easy to constantly look outside or try to find things and make us happy, like going out, partying, going on trips. That's all beautiful and fun, and there's space for that. And it's also important that we take care of our own backyard, and we're able to show up 10, 20, 30 times better to those situations and those experiences when we actually carve the time to acknowledge and hold energetic, loving space and compassion for ourselves. Because no one is perfect. We're all on this spiritual journey, and more than anything, it's about evolving as a being. It's not about crystals you wear or yoga you do or the food that you eat. It's about who you are, how you're able to show up and radically take responsibility for your own life, and completely transforming your life by your mindset and your state of being. There's something really powerful about that, and you will see that you start to attract so much beauty and radical acceptance to your life and where you want it to go. So thank you so much, my loves. I hope that you're able to take something from this. I know I was kind of talking about a lot of different topics, but just wanted to make this short and sweet for anyone that is curious about how I'm able to stay in a state of high vibrational lovingness towards the world, if you will. So thank you so much. If you like this, please like, subscribe, share it with a friend, with a loved one, and even comment down below what helps you to stay in a high vibration or take you out from the depths of the world. So thank you so much, my loves. I'll see you next time.